Have you ever wondered what money really is? Who invented it? And how does it actually work? When you buy your favorite ice cream, or a new toy, or even a video game, you hand over some money, and suddenly, it's yours. But have you ever stopped to think, why does that piece of paper or shiny coin have value? Why do people trust it? Let's go on a fun journey through time to discover the amazing story of money, how it was invented, how it works, and why the whole world runs on it today. The world before money, the barter system, a long, long time ago, there was no money, no coins, no paper, no banks, nothing. People still needed food, clothes, and tools, so they found a simple way to trade things. This was called barter, or the barter system of exchange. Barter means trading one thing for another. For example, imagine you have a basket of apples, and your neighbor has some milk. You could say, "I'll give you 10 apples for 1 bottle of milk." If your neighbor agrees, you both win. It sounds great, right? But there was a problem. What if your neighbor doesn't want apples today? Maybe he wants bread instead. Then you'd have to find someone who has bread and wants apples, and then trade that bread for milk later. That's a lot of work. This problem was called the double coincidence of wants. Both people had to want exactly what the other person had at the same time. As more people started trading, it became very difficult to find perfect matches. So people started thinking, isn't there an easier way to trade? The birth of early money, nature's treasures. To make trading easier, people began using special objects that everyone liked and accepted. In some places, people used salt because it was valuable and could be stored for a long time. In others, they used beautiful seashells or shiny stones. In ancient Africa, people used cowrie shells, small glossy shells that were rare and pretty. In other countries, people used cattle, grains, or even tea leaves as money. These things became early forms of money because everyone agreed they were valuable and could be exchanged for goods. Money, even in its simplest form, is really just something people trust and agree to use for trade. The first coins, shiny and strong. As people traveled and traded more, they needed something better than shells or salt. Something that wouldn't spoil or break. That's when people began using metal like gold, silver, and copper. Around 3,000 years ago, kings and rulers started making metal coins. They stamped their faces or symbols on them to show they were real and valuable. Now people didn't have to weigh gold or guess its value. The stamp told everyone how much it was worth. Coins were strong, shiny, and easy to carry. They could be used anywhere and stored safely. Everyone trusted them. So if you wanted to buy a cow, instead of giving 10 sacks of rice, you could just pay with silver coins. It made life so much easier. Paper money, lighter and smarter. As trade grew, people began to travel long distances. Carrying heavy bags of coins was tiring and dangerous. So, a new idea was born: paper money. This clever idea started in ancient China, around the 7th century. Instead of carrying gold or silver, people gave each other paper notes that said how much gold they owned. Later, kings and governments made official paper money, which everyone trusted. Paper money was light, easy to carry, and could be used to buy anything. It spread around the world, and soon, almost every country had its own currency, like dollars, rupees, yen, or pounds. How money works. The power of trust. Now, here's the interesting part. Money, whether it's coins, paper, or even digital, only works because people believe in it. Think about it. A piece of paper by itself isn't very special, but if it has a number and a picture from your government, suddenly it becomes valuable. Why? Because everyone trusts that they can use it to buy things later. Money is really a promise that you can exchange it for goods or services anytime. That's why when you hand over a note to buy a toy, the shopkeeper happily accepts it. He knows someone else will accept it from him too. So the power of money comes from trust and agreement. It's like a giant teamwork system that the whole world plays together. Banks and saving money. As people earned more money, they needed a safe place to keep it. That's how banks were born. Banks are like huge, safe houses for money. You can put your money in a bank and take it out later when you need it. Banks also help people borrow money to buy things like houses or start businesses. They even pay you a little extra, called interest, for keeping your money safe with them. In a way, banks keep the money flowing, from people who save to people who need to spend. That keeps the world's economy alive. Digital money, the future is here today. Money doesn't even have to be in your pocket. It can be in your phone, your card, or your computer. When your parents use a credit card, scan a QR code, or shop online, that's digital money. It's just numbers moving between bank accounts. You don't see the cash, but it's still real money. Some people even use new types of money called cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin. These are digital coins that exist only on computers. They're very new and work differently from regular money, but the idea is still the same. People trust it and use it to trade. Why money is important? Money helps people exchange things fairly. It lets us measure value, like saying a toy costs $5 and a book costs 10. It helps us save for the future and buy what we need. But it's also important to remember that money itself isn't magic. What matters is how we use it wisely, honestly, and for good things. Money can't buy happiness, but it can help us create comfort, share kindness, and make life easier for everyone. From barter to banking, the journey of money. Let's take a quick look back at this amazing journey. It started with barter, when people traded goods. Then came shells, salt, and stones as early money. After that, we got metal coins, strong and shiny. Then paper money, light and easy to carry. And now, digital money, invisible but powerful. From trading apples for milk to tapping a card to buy lunch, money has come a long way. But through all these changes, one thing has stayed the same. Money only works because we believe in it. The big lesson. So, who invented money? No single person did. It was an idea that grew slowly as humans learned to trade, trust, and cooperate. Money was created by people, by all of us, to make life easier and fairer. And that's the wonderful story of money, how it started, how it works, and how it keeps our world connected. The next time you hold a coin or a note, remember, it's not just money, it's a piece of history, a symbol of trust, and a tool that helps us all share and grow together.